Greetings everybody, my name is NWI97 and welcome to another Destiny video. Today, we're going to look at raid weapons. Are they good? Are they bad? And can they be better? Episode 4. So today we're going to focus on the primaries of the VoG class. And we're going to try to do as quick as we can since it's pretty late right now. It's like 9 o'clock in the morning and some people are sleeping, so I don't want to be too much of noise in this house right now. Anyway, let's get started, and I have all the primaries here. And we're going to start off with the Fatebringer. Is it good? Is it bad? And can it be better? This is probably one of the best raid primaries in the game, especially for the VoG class, like obviously. I'll give this at least a 4.0 out of 5. Most probably like a 4.5, honestly. This is one of the best hand cannons in the game. Not only for its utility, but for its effectiveness in the VoG class and other activities as well. For the exotic version, it is art damage, which is a really big bonus for taking out those enemies with um, you know, an overshield, which is pretty effective. So like all with all weapons from the VoG class, it automatically comes with Oracle Disruptor, which is an excellent perk on a primary, especially with Fatebringer, because since it does the most damage out of all the weapons, Fatebringer is probably the best primary to use to go fight the Oracles and take them out. For the sites, you have City Hand IS, Sure Shot IS, one of my favorites, and Quick Draw. The first perk here is Firefly, which makes it so that precision kills with this weapon cause targets to explode. For the second perk tree, we have Field Scout, Single Point Sling, and Explosive Rounds. And last but not least, you have Outlaw, which makes it so that it dramatically increases your reload speed when you have precision kills. So is it good? Is it bad? And well, I already said this honestly, but can it be better? Honestly, I can only think of one or two changes. One, having True Sight here, because you can have several options in here. Even then, Sure Shot is one of the best sights for a hand cannon, so you don't even need that. And two, honestly don't know with this perk. Like, Explosive Rounds, basically what makes Fatebringer, because it does bonus damage against enemies. And one shots Hobgoblins and Vex, which is an excellent thing to do. And Firefly and Outlaw are both perks that extremely mesh well together. So probably the only thing I could think of is have Single Point Sling on this perk tree. Replace it with Rifle Barrel, honestly. The thing is though, it doesn't need much changing. If you were to change it where if you get rid of Explosive Rounds or Firefly, then this gun is not the best, honestly. Just don't change anything with this weapon. 4.5 out of 5.0 on that one. Okay, so second we're gonna do the Vision of Confluence. All for the glass weapons, you have Oracle Disruptor, and you know what that does and all that. Gives you bonus damage against Oracles in VoG class. Yay! So for the sights, you have Red Dot O ES, Sure Shot IS, and Ranged Lenses RLS3. Out of all of these, I like Red Dot OES and Sure Shot IS, and both of them were pretty good scopes. Honestly, Sure Shot is a lot of people's favorite. I've seen a lot of people use Sure Shot the most, but personally I prefer Red Dot OES because it's most comfortable to me, and I've used this scope the most. It's just really good, honestly. It's really smooth with close quarters, which you don't really do inside PvE, but you do that with PvP. You do use this for PvP. Honestly, with most activity, you probably want to use Sure Shot, but personally, I prefer Red Dot OES. The perks are Full Auto, an excellent perk for this weapon. This weapon can be fired in full auto mode, which basically makes this gun an auto rifle, which is makes that DPS go up a little bit higher, which is good. Single point sling, switch weapons faster. Honestly, the Volatilas have a lot of the weapons have single point sling. You have also have perfect balance and field scout. Last but and then you have Zen moment. Causes damage with this weapon, increases its stability. So is it good? Is it bad? And can it be better? It's good. I'll give it just for overall being an excellent scout rifle. I'll give it a 4.0 out of 5. 4.2 honestly. 4.5. Eh, I'm sorry guys. It's just a good weapon overall. I'll give it a 4.4 since it was one of the most used primaries in Destiny. So basically, with this, Fatebringer was a favorite for everyone, but Vigil of Confluence was a second favorite because it was such a good weapon. Not only you have full auto in this gun, but you also had Zen Movement, which meshes so well with full auto. It just works so well with a scout rifle. Um, it's extremely stable, has high range, really good reload speed, good impact, good rate of fire. It's just overall good. And back at year one, it had 27 to the magazine. When you have Field Scout, which was so overpowered, honestly. Even though it doesn't have that perk anymore, a magazine of 19 is still excellent for a scout rifle at this archetype. Can it be better? Yes. Basically, get free Field Scout back to its original position, and this will be my favorite scout rifle of all time, honestly. Um, Other than that, it's an excellent weapon. And that's why I give it 4.4 out of everything. Now, you're probably wondering why can't you use Fatebringer as 5.0? Because, you know, the only reason it does not 5.0 is because it doesn't have like rangefinder on one of its perk trees. That's the only reason, honestly. I know I haven't done the third one, haven't I? Okay. So the third weapon is Praetus Timepiece. This one's a very interesting weapon. Lots of lore too. Anyway, all primaries and weapons come from Volatilas have Oracle Disruptor. I probably should stop saying that, honestly. Um, anyway, for the sights, you have red.oes, another weapon that has good sights on it. In fact, I might as well have this on. My brother was playing this recently. Red.oas, another good sight. It's basically back in year one. This was True Shot IS for pulse rifles right here. So this was honestly really good. Uh, Probably OES is better for PvP, but for OAS, maybe using this one honestly is the best. Then you have Focus Lens, which is, hang on, an okay one. Honestly, I prefer to use OAS or OES, so I'll probably use OAS. For the perks, you have Head Seeker, which is an unusual perk, yet a pretty good one for a pulse rifle, especially for beginners out there. Body shots with this weapon increase period precision damage for a short time. Which back at year one, it helped me a lot before I used pulse rifles, I'm sorry, as a signature weapon I like to use for the Crucible, and Headseeker has definitely helped me in the past for learning how to use pulse rifles. So there's a little fun fact there about me, how I was back in the Crucible days in year one. Flared Magwell is the first perk in this tree. Reload this weapon even faster, which is overall a good perk for pulse rifles. Field Scout, which is actually pretty crazy. I don't remember how many were in the magazine during this time. Anyway, this weapon had increased ammo capacity, and back in year one, it increased the magazine size. So I don't know how much this magazine had. I had to look that up, honestly. And then Perfect Balance. This weapon has extremely low recoil. Last but not least, you have Secret Round. I'm sorry, guys. Missing a shot from this weapon burst will fire a fourth shot. So is it good? Is it bad? And can it be better? Um, Honestly, I would say that this is a 3.5, maybe a 3 star for this weapon. Not because it is a horrible weapon, but how its perks, mesh together. For one, sometimes secret round like confuses me using this pulse rifle because there will be times that you will miss, and the fourth shot will continue going upward. And even though this pulse has perfect balance, its stability could be pretty confusing because of secret round. And that's honestly one of the things I don't like about this weapon is because of secret round. But anyway, this weapon is basically made that if you are making a whole bunch of mistakes, then the perks will help you compensate with that. So with Headseeker, you do extra damage, and with Secret Round, missing a shot from this web burst will fire for a shot. Basically, these are emergency lines for pulse rifle. Honestly, this pulse rifle right here is probably, I would say, a good beginner's scout pulse rifle. If you never played Destiny and you want to use scout, and you never used a burst weapon at all in your life, then this is probably the weapon you want to use for learning pulse rifles. But other than that, yeah, PvE is probably good, but for PvP, I just don't like it because one, for secret round, and two, I already know how to kill somebody with 3 or 2 bursts, which is good enough for me, so I don't need to use Head Seeker. For those of you who are new to the game and who needs to learn pulse rifles, yes, absolutely, this is a good weapon for you to use. Plus, it has perfect balance, which is has really good stability on this weapon. Yeah, I'll give it a 3.0 out of 5.0. And can it be better? Um, yeah, it could be better. Honestly, you can have counterbalance here, which you can use for your one weapon, and you can have like I don't know, army of one. Honestly, yeah, counterbalance and a perk that gives you, your grenade or army of one or something like that. Um, if it had rangefinder, army of one, and then perfect balance. I'm sorry, rangefinder, counterbalance, and perfect balance. Then yeah, this will be a god roll for a pulse rifle. I'll definitely use it. But that's the thing about raid weapons. They're extremely unique, and most weapons don't have these type of perks on them. Bungie loves to have some different perks on weapons. They certainly know what they're doing with Florida Flash weapons. Last but not least, you have Theons Epilogue. Back then, this was one of my favorite weapons. Well, yeah, it doesn't matter. It has Oracle Disruptor, you know that. So um, I'm sorry. So the Atheon's Epilogue has red dot ORS for its first sight, truce.is, and ranged lens RL3. Probably out of all of these, either red dot ORS or true sight. I honestly don't like using true sight because it gives rid some range and stability, which you actually need for a bullet hose auto rifle. So for its perks, you have persistence. This weapon grows more accurate the longer it's fired. Flared magwell. This uh, makes this weapon reload even faster. Honestly, this uses perk to me. Field Scout increases carried ammo capacity. And then you have perfect balance. This weapon has extremely low recoil. Last but not least, you have half class full, which the bottom half of each magazine causes additional damage. Is it good? Is it bad? And can it be better? It's okay, I'll honestly say. And like with Predator's Revenge, I'll give it a 3.0 out of 5 with this weapon. Now, the reason why this is one of my favorite weapons back then was one, that was when auto rifles were the bomb slash meta in the game, which everyone wanted to use. And back then, auto rifles did a lot of damage. Ever since that patch that made it so that auto rifles had like horrible damage, like this weapon basically went to the garbage pile and it basically became useless. But before that, it was actually pretty good. It was really good at getting rid of Minotaurs in the Vault of Glass. It was good for damage because of half glass full, and it was overall just a good weapon. You had perfect balance in here, you had persistence, which back then helped a lot with its stability, which was really good, and it made it a very easy to control. And also half glass full just made it so you had bonus damage, and it was really good against the Minotaur, especially when it's just wanted to charge at you, and it had void damage for its elemental damage. Since this doesn't have void damage for the legendary, honestly, if you're going to use Vault of Glass, you might get rid of the Minotaurs as fast as possible. Either one, use Corrective Measure, or two, use the exotic version, which you've probably already done uh, going through the Vault of Glass with the challenge modes. So, can it be better? Yes, it can. Honestly, have counterbalance on the perk right here, and maybe have brace frame right here. Honestly, just have counterbalance here. It'll be a lot better for PvP, and you can have a Doctrine of Passing type of gun. Okay guys, that is the end of the video, and we just finished the Vault of Glass weapons for a basic review and see if they can all get better. And honestly, any weapon can get better, it just depends on what you really want from the weapon. Okay guys, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. And comment below on what's your favorite weapon from the Vault of Glass. Next week we're going to start with the heavy weapons with Courtesan. And yeah, there's some golden tier weapons from the Courtesan, and there's some pretty bad ones. So that's going to be a pretty interesting journey. Okay guys, thank you guys, God bless, and see you next time. Goodbye.